The following podcast is fan-made and in no way associated with Steam, Valve Corporation, or your mother. Also, it contains highly explicit language, so get the fuck out if you don't want to hear it.
Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the Late Night Steamer Podcast. What, no sound effect?
Nah,
Damn,
yeah.
DJ.
Little late, sorry.
Fail.
Hey, at least I'm here.
Yeah, at least you're here. I am your host, SirVyper4580. With me this week is DJPimpDaddy.
Hey! Why? Okay, question. Why is all my stuff in the dock in gay pink color?
I don't know, only because maybe you put it that way.
Somebody chose that for me, and it just got stuck.
No,
Okay,
that
anyways.
was all you. That was all you.
Anyways.
Mr. Female characters in every MMO we play. Anyway, Linux could not be here tonight. We're not really sure where he went. We'll talk about him a little later on.
We're gonna start a
Buzzcraft.
fund. We're gonna have a fundraiser to find him.
Yes, a Finding Linux fund. There you go. We also had a guest host planned for tonight, and they could not make it due to a Tenacious D concert. Go figure.
That is the worst excuse ever. I'm gonna try to use that as a call-in for next week at work. Like, I can't come into work. Why? Tenacious D.
Tenacious D, dude. I mean, come on. How could you ever go to anything unless Tenacious D is involved? God. Now, that's how I know that the excuse is for real, though, because who would make that up? Who would make... I can't go to work today. I gotta go to a Tenacious D concert. You wouldn't make that up, so... Alright, but yeah, it's just me and DJ this week, and this is episode 14, recorded on July 7th of 2012. And this week's show is sponsored by videos of men getting kicked in the balls in slow motion. Oh no!
Oh, here we go on the live channel, you guys. Oh, and that's Linux there on the right. Oh! Oh, and that's...
Oh, he's down!
Scott and I on the left,
down.
and then our guest host is in the background laying on the trash cans.
I was just gonna make a joke about that. You got me there. Good job, good sir. Good job. All right.
Oh,
I think that went a little
that
well.
is painful.
It looks painful. God, that guy looked like he was done.
Yeah, okay. Listeners of podcasts, you really have to find the live feed and watch that video.
Yeah, if there's ever a show to watch our video form, that would be it. If you haven't joined our live stream yet and you're listening to this via YouTube or one of our normal RSS streams, check us out. Go on to either our Steam group or on our website. We got the calendar up for it now. And find out when we're doing our next live stream. We do giveaways and surprise butt sex. Warning, surprise butt sex might not actually be surprise at all. In fact, it doesn't actually contain any sex at all either.
There might be butts involved, though.
There very well might be some butts involved. Not... Especially if you get the other side of that one video we just played. Speaking of videos, we had a YouTube contest, and it failed. I guess it's the best way to put that.
Speaking of surprise butt sex.
Yeah, we tried to host a contest. We started it on Monday, or I think it was actually Tuesday. I could be wrong, but we wanted to try and get at least 100 YouTube subscribers before we did the live stream tonight. We got a third of the way.
Yes.
We got up to 33, right? All right. Yeah.
That is technically 1/3.
Yes, we got a third of the way. Typically, the rules of the contest was that we would give out a copy of the Humble Bundle V with the average beaten, so you get all of the games with it. Unfortunately, we can't give it away because we didn't reach 100. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let this contest go on. If we can get up to 100, push it, guys, push it. Twitter, Facebook. If we get to 100, I'll go ahead and do the contest then. But until then, no Humble Bundle for you. No.
Way to be humble.
Oh, and don't make fake accounts. That's not gonna help us. No.
No.
If I start seeing a bunch of fake accounts loaded up down there, and obviously I can tell, I will not do the contest. We need people that are legitimately gonna come onto the channel and look at our vids. Maybe even click the like button. That would be frickin' fantastic. But anywho, we also gave out some games this week on Steam Gifts. I gave out a copy of The Ball, and considering what we played earlier, that pretty much made a lot of sense. We gave away a copy of The Ball, and that went to Dr. Rufus. So congratulations, Dr. Rufus, on your copy of The Ball. And after getting kicked in the nuts, I'm sure you would only have one left. So there you go. We also want to give a big thanks to Leopard Keeper and Myfo, who have been doing giveaways as well on SteamGifts.com that are exclusive to our group only. Big thanks to these guys. These guys have been very generous, and we really do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. It really does help out a lot. And like our Steam group right now is up to about 108 users.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, if only we could convert those into YouTube subs. If only we could bring them over to the dark side. So, anywho. But no, we're really happy with the growth of that. I think that's pretty awesome, so. DJ, anything you want to say?
No, we hit it right on the head, man. Leopard Keeper and Myfo are champions this week. So.
Indeed.
Did we actually promote them to Player of the Week? We can only do one, can we?
Yeah, I think we can only do one Player of the Week. But I think Leopard is our current Player of the Week on our Steam group. So we actually probably should make a section out of it.
Because, with that title comes, glory and women. And gold. Not real gold, just fake gold.
Like Lotro
gold. Even worse, turbine points. Ew. We'll discuss that later.
You sharted. Anyway.
Yeah, we are giving away games tonight. So, you few people in the live channel, your statistics are awesome.
Yes. You have a great chance for winning tonight.
Huge potential for winning a game.
Yeah, no kidding. But basically, DJ's got a couple of games to give away. One involves zombies. And I'm giving away one game because I'm a stingy bastard this week. But my I guess, hint for the game that I'm giving away this week is just simply, woo! Yeah.
I got a copy of Randark said, huge tracts of land. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to get at.
There you go.
It's about the tracts of land, you see.
There you go. Boss Crap just simply goes, the fuck?
Well, I guess we will move on to cue the lovely graphic.
I did.
Okay.
Stream is delayed. You can't go off the stream.
Pile of news. Oh, that's right. I can't. I gotta stop looking at the live stream.
Our own host is also our viewer.
Once again, I put all the games or windows again, and then you put an evil smiley face below that.
Indeed.
So, yeah, Indeed. Mac users, go back outside again. False alarm, no games for us.
I will reserve my comments. I already pissed people off on the forums earlier this week, so this is why I get punched.
That's a touchy forum subject. We probably shouldn't bring that up again.
Yeah, probably. Let's go ahead and go to our first
Anyways, with demos this week, we got 2 free-to-play games. One of them is Blacklight Retribution. You get to wage war with advanced weapons and technology in Blacklight Retribution, a free-to-play, futuristic first-person shooter. Deploy devastating armored exoskeletons and utilize lethal handheld weapons in vicious competitive modes. And then in uppercase, I'm not even going to scream this because my voice still hurts from the 4th of July. Suit up, sight on, fire away. The hard suit is the ultimate weapon. I'm a little turned on at thought of hard suits.
I'm actually, I was really intrigued, and this is actually one of the games that I was trying to get into the beta for, and I did not. I failed. But no, I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah.
The graphics are pretty intense. The level designs are very neon-esque. It looks good. And I do find it really interesting, though, that Steam is doing this thing where pretty much all these free-to-plays that are coming out, they're having starter packs for everything. It's kind of cool. I really like the idea of giving people that option to basically go, if you're willing to drop a little coin, here's a starter pack to get you going, so that way you're not leaping into it, half-assed, going, there's no way I'm doing.
Now,
you get a little play money.
I wonder if you can also get all of this through just earning it through gameplay.
I don't know. I mean, it's a first-person shooter, so I mean, it's not like Lotro. Not many games are very nice in those regards, where they'll give you spendable points like that. So I don't think so.
Yeah,
but
the starter pack, let's see, it comes with several guns, some armor, in-game points, and a 7-day XP boost. And it's 50% off right now. It's actually on sale for $10.
Nice. Yeah, so that's a pretty good deal. I mean, you get a pre-made SMG, pre-made burst pistol, some modifications, helmet armor, chest armor, all that fun stuff. And it really makes me intrigued, though, that it says pre-made, which makes me think, oh, okay, so you can actually design your weapons.
There's crafting. Shit!
Wow, no, you may say shit. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to put a grenade launcher on a pistol.
Now, see, if it's like the crafting in Lotro, they'll be like, oh, here's the handle. Where do I get the barrel? Oh, you got to buy that.
That's probably exactly what it's like, too.
Or roll another character that specializes in barrel farming.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my Lotro gripe.
Randark says in chat, I fully expect an LNS Invades in the near future.
I think this is a potential, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If not one of those LNS Invades, we also do Just for Fun events now, and we'll probably throw it in one of those as well. So.
Yeah, both of these games did look interesting as far as potential LNS Invades. The second one is called MicroVolts. MicroVolts is an online third-person shooter with dynamic cartoon-style graphics and intense, fast-paced gameplay. Toys around the world are engaging in an all-out secret war for a limited battery resource. Customize your figure and swap between 7 weapon types on the fly and earn supremacy of the micro world. It too also has a starter pack. Starter pack has a couple of rifles, some energy charges, and 7 days access to the bomb keyring and multivitamin bonuses, whatever the hell that is. And that's 20% off at $7.99.
And again, starter pack.
Yeah, I totally put down in my notes that this is a complete and utter ripoff of the 1995 movie Small Soldiers. But that's okay, because it looks entertaining.
It does. I don't know exactly how long I'd be intrigued with a game like this, but the concept is kind of cool. It also kind of reminds me of that one Micro Racers game that used to be back on the N64.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where you race little tiny toy cars. That was kind of intriguing. Especially when you go into the bedroom level and you're, like, going off, like, sticky notepads to launch your car off.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I'm not really sure how long I'd be intrigued in a game like this, but it's worth a playthrough.
Yeah. It's definitely worth the playthrough, so it's one of those ones where someone's going to have to play it and tell us how far into it we're going to have to play before we join up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That way we avoid a vindictus issue.
Yeah.
So
that is a game that shall not be mentioned ever again. We need to make a rule on that.
I want to go back and try it again, but not soon.
Yeah. No, not anywhere to. I actually uninstalled that game. I was like, no, I'm not coming back to this. It's done. Anywho, so let's go ahead and go on with games without demos, or what we like to call Boo. Alright, the first one is Adam's Venture 2 and 3, by the entire trilogy as well, which includes Episode 1, The Search for the Lost Garden. The whole trilogy is on sale right now for $10.39. I'm going to go ahead and read this off pretty quickly because this whole thing is just too much fucking crap. Adam's Adventure Episode 2, Solomon's Secret. Adam's Adventure is an action explorer hero Adventurous, but using his wits rather than resorting to violence. Brought to life in the third-person perspective with the Unreal 3 engine, adventuring gamers are on a real visual treat in combination with family value storytelling, 20% off at $3.99. Then there's Adam's Venture Episode 3, Revelations. Adam's Venture is an adventure game franchise that has a focus on a non-violent gameplay set in the early 20s of the 20th century, with state-of-the-art Unreal 3 graphics providing colorful and lifelike 3D environments, a gripping storyline with many puzzles to solve, varying from easy to difficult. Adam's Venture supplies everything. And I just don't care.
Okay, well, let me counter.
Yes.
It doesn't look that bad, considering. And I totally blame that on the Unreal Engine. They did their homework. They made some stunning places. And I personally think it is actually refreshing to see somebody taking a gamble on making a game where the entire point of the game isn't to shoot somebody in the face. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. I mean,
enjoying that style of gaming. There's just too many first-person shooters out there. Everything's about war. Everything's just guns.
Well, no,
kill the
I
other
get
guy.
that.
So it's awesome to see something along the lines of I can't remember the freaking game now. Mind went blank. The PlayStation game with Drake.
Uncharted.
Uncharted, yeah. And that could have been such a fantastic game along the lines of this, but yeah, it all boiled down to, cutscenes with, gunfire everywhere. He was like,
Well, I mean, if you want to play this game sitting in your rocking chair talking about back in the day when you used to be a game player and it was all about pixelated graphics, sure, why not? But, no, I mean, Randark even mentions Amnesia has no guns in it so far, and I think Hydrophobia doesn't have guns in it either. And it's not completely new for games to have no violence whatsoever and kind of use puzzles to keep people intrigued. But my whole thing is that this storyline's kind of done. I mean, you talk about Uncharted; it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
It's got it's like Lara Croft without boobies. And yeah, no, Randark again missed. It's done.
Yeah.
It's not anything that new. The one thing that I can say it does have going for it is, despite the great visuals, the price tag isn't actually that much. For all three games, you can get it for $10.
Yeah. Even not on sale, it's $13.
That's not bad, and that's a pretty good price tag for the visuals. So, I mean, that's one thing that it definitely does have going for it. It's not really a huge gamble to pick up the trilogy and play it and check it out. And even if you don't want to do the trilogy, the regular games themselves are pretty much $5 a piece on sale for $4. So you're not going to take a huge gamble to buy something like this and play it. And if you end up not liking it, oh well.
True.
So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and go to the next game. Now, before I start this, I'm so disappointed after watching gameplay videos of this next game. I thought it was something totally different, and you got me. And I even removed my note on the dock, if you've noticed. This next game that we're going to talk about is Dungeon Bowl. Dungeon Bowl is the next exciting Blood Bowl online experience, set in the fantasy American football-inspired game world, already adapted as a video game by Cyanide. The key differences between Dungeon Bowl and Blood Bowl is rather obvious from the name, is that it's in the dungeon instead of in regular football field. You didn't already notice that. The game is $14.99 and is Windows only. You can also check out this trailer on Steam and YouTube. And I gotta say, I'm disappointed. I really am, because when I heard about this, I'm a huge fan of Mutant League Football, which is an old school game on the Genesis. You got to play as zombies and skeletons, and you would tackle somebody and they would explode. There's a lot of great things about it. So when I saw this, I was like, yes! And then I saw gameplay footage. And then I went, no! It's turn-based strategy!
Oh.
Turn-based strategy!
Now,
What?
This is where you need to cue up the video of the guy being kicked in the balls, slow motion.
Here we go, right here. The guy on the right is me. Poof. That's what the developer just did to me right there.
Right there on the left. Oh.
That's what happened
make
right
this
there.
Perfect as if that guy vomited at the end.
Well, we can make the noise for it.
Yeah,
there we go.
Speaking of vomit, this is the same company that made Pro Cycling Manager 2012. Yeah.
yeah. You know what? And I was willing to overlook that. I was so willing to overlook that. And then, I saw gameplay footage of this, and I was like, no. So DJ normally has his worst game idea of the week. I'm nominating this as the worst game idea.
We could do that.
Turn-based strategy football is fucking retarded. I'm sorry. That's all right. So moving away from that hunk of junk, we're gonna go ahead and talk about endless space. This galaxy is ancient, and its first intelligent life was the civilization we call the Endless. Long before our eyes gazed upon the stars, they flew between them. Through all the remains of this people is what we call dust. A substance I cannot talk today. A substance found scattered or in the forgotten temples. It once gave powers to admirals and galactic governors.
He who controls the dust controls the galaxy.
Apparently. Again, Windows only. You can get the Admiral Edition, which has some crap for $30. The Emperor Special includes the Admiral Edition, skin pack, extra NPC, some G2G shit for $35. Or you can upgrade your original Admiral Edition to Emperor Special if you just pay $5 extra. A DJ's note is probably the best way to describe this. It looks overly complicated.
Yes. I imagine putting a skill chart on my wall that is like, takes up the entire wall. Yeah.
I see this game, and don't get me wrong, I actually do want to play it. Don't get me wrong. It looks cool. But it looks like one of those games where it's a lot like Supreme Commander 2, where you basically have to, take your blinds, close off the sun, close up your bedroom door, get a cooler, get a bedpan, because you're going to sit there and fucking play this game for about 5 hours straight, and you're just on the tutorial.
Exactly.
Bosscraft,
he put in chat, isn't Skyrim overly complicated? And I was like, yes, that is extremely true. But, how...
Skyrim overly complicated?
It is, but at the same time, you just figure it out as you go.
Yeah, seriously.
This looks ridiculously overcomplicated.
No, I don't think Skyrim is overly complicated. You're a dude, you grab a sword, you kill somebody.
You start hitting things with the sword.
That's not that complicated. This looks like if you don't know where to click, you're going to sit there staring at your base going, what? So, man. So there you go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This one, it had a funny trailer. Unfortunately, I can't play the trailer on here because we can't have audio.
Yeah, and the trailer just looks stupid without the audio. It makes no sense at all.
We strongly advise for this next game to go on Steam and look at the trailer for this because it is fantastic and hilarious. The game is called Divinity. Listed among the top 100 PC games of all time by PC Gamer. I'm trying to read this off while the sirens are going past me. Sorry. Wait until October. I won't have this going on anymore. Divinity is an epic role-play. Oh my god!
I'll read it. It's an epic role-playing with a hack-and-slash action, offering a huge world to explore and thousands of items to investigate, trade, and use. How's that?
Sounds good. Basically, it's $5.99 right now, and it's Windows only. And seriously, go on Steam right now, right now, and go watch the trailer for it, the re-release trailer. It's pretty awesome.
Now, is this point and click?
I believe so. It's Diablo, essentially.
It looks awesome. on my wish list.
It looks about as awesome as it can be. I think, honestly, I'm not big on point-and-click games, so already it's dead in my eyes. But I gotta say that the trailer did actually make me interested in it, only because of the fact, like, there's genuine frustration in that trailer. You re-released it? Why would you do that? That's damn good. I gotta give it that. So I put it on my wish list. Yeah, I put it on my wish list. If it comes on sale someday, I'll probably pick it up. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So yeah, that was my funny trailer award of the week. So
there you go. So I gotta ask, out of all these games, which one are you most looking forward to, as far as to get a chance to play?
Probably Blacklight.
Yeah. I have to completely and utterly agree with that, because the gameplay just looks awesome. Everything just looks awesome about it. So.
I wish Endless Space had some sort of a demo or something. I mean, I think the worst or the best we could probably hope for is somebody doing a Let's Play, and you could sit there and watch them play the first hour or so.
Yeah. See, most likely what happened is one of the guys inside the developer, the staff, decided, hey, let's have a demo. And then we're going to go back to the Nutshot video, because this is what happened to the guy when he suggested that. Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's your demo idea right here.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Hey, Bosscraft, you're an idiot. We know that that Blacklight went out. I didn't say what were you looking to come out. I'm saying what are you looking to play. So thanks for listening, Bosscraft. Anywho, I'll go ahead and go into this next section.
Certainly.
Let's go ahead and move on to You Cheap Bastard!
Oh, this is like to make sure it doesn't sound like it, because we don't need another copyright violation.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, I won that. I won that. First off, somebody put a frickin' copyright violation on my Spec Ops video, and I disputed that and won it. So now I can get a fucking thumbnail for my video. Yeah.
Randark is asking why the chick. It's because it's cheap. You
don't do anything. Anyway. So we got some games that are available. Steam games that are available outside of Steam that are on sale. Duke Nukem Forever, who wants some? Is 75% off right now at $4.99 at Green Man Gaming. Oh man, I see your note here. You go meh,
meh,
dude. I will admit that Duke Nukem Forever was not as good as I hoped. In fact, it was actually pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I played it anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad it came out. I'm glad I played it, just because at least I got that freaking hurdle over with. I'm done with it. So.
Hang on, I'm going to look up the score of Metacritic while you're talking.
Oh god, what is it like? Just 50. But yeah, and the other game is World of Goo, and that's 58% off at $6.97, and that's also at Green Man.
Wow, 54 points.
Yeah, I pretty much figured it was around the 50. So
okay. Yeah, I put World of Goo on there because that is a fantastic game, and you always see it in the Humble Bundles, which that is where you should buy it if you see it. But if you want to go ahead and buy it and play it, it's still, I think, cheaper than buying it on like an app platform like Android or iOS, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played it both on Steam and I have it on my Android phone, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So I definitely like it. This next one is Wargame European Escalation, and this one is actually the Weekend Madness this week. Wargame European Escalation is an intense and spectacular real-time strategy game where realism and strategy are brought to the front lines. With a phenomenal range of vehicles and units, over 350 different models, build your army and enter a huge military campaign across Europe in the 80s, because that's where everyone wants to be, is Europe in the 80s. As the Cold War is about to become World War III. It's 50% off at $19.99 right now, and is, of course, Windows.
You said unit.
Unit. Yeah, speaking of unit, this guy's about to get kicked in his. All right, I'm done showing this. Anyway, all right. That's enough of that. I think we're overusing that video here. It has 2 free DLC available, so if you buy the game right now, you get some quick DLC for it. And I also want to make mention that we're doing articles over at geekculturehappyhour.com for the Midweek Madnesses. There's a pretty awesome Midweek Madness article over there right now about Command & Conquer. So,
and speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and give away my first game.
Oh, okay.
Whoever puts in just the first names of the Geek Culture Happy Hour hosts, both of them, you get to win a copy of Chaser.
I love it. Oh, Bruins
got
damn.
it.
Instantly, too.
Andy and Fondre.
We must not have that much of a lag, because he answered that fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
We must not have a lag. That's actually awesome. I'm glad for that. Well, congrats, Bruins. You won that ultra fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn good. So, Andy and Cameron. Randart got Foundry's real first name. So I don't know if Randart should technically win something.
Well, I said the first names of both those, so...
Yeah, well, technically Cameron is now, but Bruins wins it because he did get the username, which Foundry prefers to be called it. I don't think he likes being called his real first name, because if I ever said his real first name, he'll probably end up doing this to me. So, all right, now that's out of my system. Bruins asked what game. Clearly, he wasn't listeing to the
Chaser. Chaser. I'm sending it. I'm sending it as we speak. So.
Randark, I'll probably throw something at you for getting the real name. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and actually give my game away now because it seems like a better time than any. I'm giving away a copy of Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 Uprising. And I have a quick question for you, and if you can answer the question correctly, you get the game. Unfortunately, Bruins, you're not in contention because of the fact that you already won a game. But the question is, there is a catchphrase. Yeah, Skinner, exactly. There's a catchphrase by one of the actors on there. He's a legendary wrestler. I'll even give you that big of a clue. And his catchphrase is, "Woo!" If you can name that wrestler, you get a copy of Command & Conquer 3 Red Alert 3.
Wrestling question.
I know. Randark got it. Ric Flair.
Wow.
Damn. That's fast, dude. Like I said, I don't think we have any lag tonight because these guys are answering us ultra fast. All right, Randark, you want a copy of Red Alert 3 Uprising? I'll send that to you right now. And DJ, if you want to go ahead and move on to the next section.
Yes.
Even though technically I'm supposed to announce it, but I got to give the game away. Yeah.
It's called LNS Invades? Question mark? No, we need a question mark there.
Question mark?
So apparently, last night we played Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
And I'm the perfect person to discuss this.
Even though you weren't here.
There were some people, apparently people were shot, I'm guessing. There was probably some cussing.
Well, I could talk about it. I just couldn't intro it because I'm trying to give a game away.
It's fine.
Anyway, but yeah, we did a just for fun event last night because we didn't do a technical LNS Invades because it was 4th of July. Damn us Americans and blowing shit up on that day. But we did Team Fortress 2 last night, and I gotta say, it was really fun because the few people that we had there got a quick lesson. I'm actually not too bad when I'm not lagging. So I was able to actually get some kills in there, which I was happy about. But it was a lot of fun. Linux showed up for that, but of course he doesn't show up for the show. Go figure. We had Bruins there, who was constantly messaging me, "Piss off." Thanks for that, Bruins. Boss was there, and we had a lot of fun with that too. So it was a good time. Onargra was also there. I got to make sure I give credit to him.
And I'm sure he passed the message along. But I was with my wife, and we were upstairs, and my Mac is downstairs, and it was like hang out together, but not really. We were just sort of vegging on the couch talking. So I had my PC laptop, so I fired up Lotro, but I did not have Team Fortress 2 pre-installed. I'm like, dude, that's like 14 gigs now, I think. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to download this and install this by the time that you guys are done playing.
Gotcha.
So I traveled across Middle Earth instead.
Yeah, I saw you roaming around in the Middle Earth with hobbits and elves, gay elves,
playing some Metallica.
Oh god, I still love it. Oh my god. Anyway, and now I have a musical instrument, so you better believe I'm going to be joining in on that fun. Oh man, but yeah. Speaking of Lotro, let's go ahead and make mention of this. We got some big news.
Huge news.
Big news. This is enormous.
Is everyone sitting down?
You better, because it'll knock your freaking socks off. Even if you're not wearing socks, it's gonna knock them off.
Hang on, let me get a mouthful of liquid before you say this, so I could spit.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right, I'm done. Anyway, sorry. Got you there. All right. So we're going to be doing something brand spanking new. We're really excited about it. We've been communicating with the guys over at Geek Culture Happy Hour. They're real good buds of ours. We love their show. They love us. It's like a big gay orgy. And we... DJ's like, oh, no, hell no. Hell no. No, but we love them to death, and we actually have been talking about the possibility of this, and we already got all the details ironed out. We are going to do a dual cast with Geek Culture Happy Hour on August 4th, and the topic that we're going to be doing is Lord of the Rings. We're going to talk about the first movie, and with this, we're also going to do LNS Invades throughout the entire month of July. And what the LNS Invades is that we're actually going to be playing Lord of the Rings online. We're going to get a kinship going, which is basically what they call a guild. People from Geek Culture Happy Hour is going to be in it. We're going to be in it. We'll do specific nights where we can all kind of play together. But it's going to be one big event all throughout the month. We're going to be playing Lord of the Rings online, and then on August 4th, we're going to be dual streaming. You're going to see Geek Culture Happy Hour on their Twitch going live. We're going to be live on this channel. And we're just going to have a whole big blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm extremely excited about this. If you couldn't tell from how I'm talking about it anyway. I think it's really cool. And me and DJ, we've been playing Lotro now for a little bit. And we're having a lot of fun. We actually went VIP. DJ went VIP first, but got to give credit where it's due.
I'm VIP-er.
Yes, he's VIP-er, yes. I'm just VIP. He's VIP-ist. But... basically, we both went VIP. We're loving it. We're having a blast, and we really want you guys to get involved with this too. And we know that this is going to be a blast. So this month, Lord of the Rings online.
Yes, and then of course be just uber excited, like vibrating on the edge of your seat for the dual cast, because that's going to be just a special show.
Yeah, I mean it's seriously going to be awesome. I'm honestly extremely excited about this. Of course, I have my skepticism only because of the fact that the last time I did a podcast with Foundry, it was a little strange. That's the best way to put it in common terms. He may or may not have insulted the entire Asian community with Juicy Chan gum.
I remember that.
Just saying.
But just.
I
was just gonna say, everybody just get out there and play the hell out of some Lotro. Try to catch up to us.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to also be on our Mumble channel consistently, so you can come on our Mumble, play some Lotro with us. Andy in chat says, that's why I have the editing hammer. Hey-o!
And just remember, if you think that, Lotro month is going to take up all your time, just remember that's not for you to decide. All you have to decide is what to do with the time that has been given to us.
I see what you did there. If they get that reference, they definitely need to watch the dual cast. Anyway.
Now, we have been tossing the idea back and forth, and we are going to 120% warn you guys, it is going to be a long episode. No matter how we cut it up, it's still going to be a long episode. But knowing that, it's going to be an awesome episode. So...
No, absolutely. No, it's funny too because
I was a Harry Potter fan. Get the fuck out.
There you go. But it was funny because I was trying to tell people, it's like, all right, listen, guys, we're gonna keep it down to an hour. We gotta keep it to an hour. And both like you and Foundry are looking at me like, you're fucking stupid.
We're gonna discuss the
there's
Lord
no
of the Rings
way.
in 1 hour.
There's no way.
the Lord
There's
of the Rings
no way you're
online.
gonna make it an hour.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys got me, okay? Okay. God.
No, well, there's gonna be it's gonna be a 2-hour long podcast is what we're aiming for.
Hopefully.
However, we're going to in 3 months we're gonna release a special edition 5-hour podcast with the director's cut, and then
Yes, on
in a couple
DVD.
months after that we're gonna have a Blu-ray version of it, and then
Yes, the re-release. Where we talk about 2 and 3 as well.
and by the time this is all wrapped up, we could all actually meet up and go see The Hobbit on December 14th.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm just saying, it's a date.
Fantastic. Indeed.
Put it
I'm already making my plans to go to
Put it
Cincy.
down.
There you go. All right, I'll go ahead and intro into the next section since you did my job.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, by the way. We're going to go ahead and move on to new school, old school. Even though the thing says old school, new school. Anyway, this week I've been playing some Spec Ops: The Line. I did the demo. There's actually a video of it on our YouTube channel, which is what I won the copyright infringement dispute on. I really do like this game. I got to admit, I'm not big on military shooters, but there's a character on there named Lugo. I swear to God, it is exactly how I would be if I was in the military. He's a wisecracking, just real funny guy. in it. There's one moment where he's like, I have something important to say. There is enemy hostiles on my territory, and that territory is my pants. And he's talking about like desert sand and his crack. It's like, oh God, it's hilarious. But yeah, it's a really fun game. If you have not played the demo yet, play the demo. You really should. And if you got the money, buy it. As far as old school games, I got a chance to actually play Chime, which is kind of like a Tetris / attrition puzzle game. It's interesting. It's harder than it looks, but it's interesting. And then, of course, I've been playing Lotro. So, DJ, what have you been playing?
I have not been playing anything new, sadly. That's why it is blank. I have, in keeping in accordance with the prophecy, I have been playing GTA 3 and loving it. And, of course, I've been playing the hell out of Lotro. I think I'm up to like 35 hours or something like that in that game.
Nice.
So.
I gotta say, while we're on the topic of GTA, you have a 15-minute steamer on our channel right now that I have to talk about, because it is probably the best 15-minute steamer on our channel right now. And that's saying something when I can ignore all of my videos. Even though, I gotta say, my video is the top viewed one right now with Horrid Henry.
Yeah. How is it Horrid Henry is on top?
I don't
Because the game is so
know.
terrible that nobody has reviewed it, and then you're the only review out there. Instant hit.
I was the only guy. Yeah, the only guy. But no, you have an awesome 15-minute steamer up right now where you and Ian, your son, are playing GTA San Andreas.
Yeah. You were like, oh, let's have a YouTube competition. Let's push how many viewers we can get. And I'm like, oh, I got to put something funny up. And I'm like, hey, come here, let's play some games. He was like, okay. So, enthusiasm translated into the video. So,
absolute genius. I love the scene where you get the golf cart, and you gotta run into him a few more times with the golf cart.
You gotta try to kill somebody in a golf cart.
You really do. You really do. Bosscraft, he makes a really funny point. He says your son needs his own YouTube channel.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, I think what we need to do is just have him do 15-minute steamers. Or just have him do commentary for these videos. You can do the gameplay, but he'll do the commentary.
If I could record it, he is, for a 3-year-old or 3.5-year-old now, he is incredibly good with the iPad. Like, he figured stuff out. Like, he broke it so well that I couldn't even fix it. Does that make sense? Like, how did you do that? I was like, did he actually put a password on his own iPad?
That's awesome. Your son's a mini
I
genius.
know.
All right. Who do you want to take this next section?
I'll go ahead and do it.
All right.
This week, for our shady URL of the week, I chose one of our favorite sites, www.steamgifts.com. and let me copy, or you can copy paste it into the chat.
Yeah, I got it.
Becomes 5z8.info/Trojan _ some numbers and letters _ White Power rides upon stallions unstoppable.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get sued for mentioning white power. That's so racist, right?
No, we're talking about Seamus. Is that how that goes?
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
All right then,
white
fella.
Power. I swear I thought he had a shirt that said something like that one day. You're like, how does he get away with that on TV?
Oh man, that's too funny. Fucking Chime.
These URLs are getting shadier every week.
It is. It's becoming the highlight of the show for me personally. Screw talking about games. No, my favorite section is the Shady Earl of the Week.
It takes seconds to deploy. It's like, bam, instant comedy.
That's so funny. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next section, which might bring a little more validity to our show. Yeah. And that is the Steam discussion. This week we have a really good topic, and it is free-to-play a model you think will be sustainable? You actually put up a really good example. Why don't you go ahead and make that point first, and then we'll go ahead and get into
Certainly.
this.
Of course, with the free-to-play model, you always assume that, okay, instantaneously there's like, okay, what are they trying to sell me? But for some reason in Lotro, and I'm guessing this is fairly unique too, I have been doing tons of what they call deed quests, which are basically side quests. You know, they're just completely off the path. Where go out,
they're achievements, basically.
Go out, kill 15 wolves, come back, right? And every time I do that, it keeps giving me more and more free turbine points, which are basically the currency to buy stuff off of their actual, real life, money store, I guess you'd say. Like Microsoft bucks or whatever the hell they are,
Yeah, Microsoft bucks.
So it seems like they give you just enough points through this deed system to where if you really did play hardcore, you could probably get away with never actually spending a dime in this game. But you'd have to go out and do like every single deed. Like, I think in the past 2 days, I've earned a couple hundred turbine points, which I don't know how much that would have actually cost me in real life. Maybe, $5 or $6, maybe? But...
Well, I think it's about $1 per 100.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I probably easily would have spent $5 or $6 with the amount of turbine points I've gotten through just questing. But is that a unique feature? Like, WoW does not do that, where you actually earn money back through play?
Well, WoW's a bad example because WoW doesn't have anything like that. They're a subscription-based game, so they really don't do anything like free-to-play like that. It's not very common for free-to-play games to give you free points like that. They'll initially give you like a certain amount of points that you can use right at the beginning, and then after that you have to buy more points.
Just like Realm of the Mad God. They give you just enough to maybe change your name. That's about it.
Yeah, just enough to start you off, but not enough to keep you sustained as far as buying stuff all the time.
But I guess their long-term hook is to pretty much reel you in like they did with us. To now we're VIPs.
Yeah.
So
the thing you also got to keep in mind too is that I don't know if there's a cap of how many deeds you can complete.
There's so many. There is. You can only do, I think, 5 per day. I think if you're non-VIP.
Got it. Okay. So obviously there's a certain amount that they'll try to cap you at, so that way you're not like completely avoiding it. But you got to also think that's kind of nice of Turbine to do, though, to kind of give you that incentive, to give you something to do to ultimately get you there. For people who might not necessarily have the money to put into these free-to-play games. So that's kind of cool. But to go back to the original question, though, I do believe that ultimately what you said makes a lot of sense. Because when you talk about is free-to-play games, if you think the model is sustainable, look what Lotro did to us. I mean, we played the game, we really liked it, we got to a point where we actually were spending some turbine points in certain things here and there, and then all of a sudden fuck it, we're going to go VIP. And then we put money into the game. And I think that's actually a really good way of doing things because of the fact that you get a chance to give players the opportunity to play the game, get into it, and like it. And if they do like it, they'll go ahead and they'll invest into it. And if they don't like it, well, they might just uninstall it and it's no big deal. And then you get cheap bastards like somebody like Bruins, for example, who basically will just rape it for all it's worth in the free section and walk away. But nonetheless, I mean, you got to think that that's not necessarily such a bad idea because of the fact that even if you do get those people who don't invest, there's still active players in the game that kind of pad the numbers.
Yeah.
So it ultimately works out. Now, I took the time to actually get some facts that we want to note here. I did a little journalism.
We've also got some
journalism.
good stuff in chat too. When you get a second.
Yeah, we have some fantastic stuff in chat, and I want to save that for last because I really want to comment on that. But let's go ahead and get the junk out of the way first. Team Fortress 2 is a free-to-play game, but it doesn't really sell anything up front. The items are mostly cosmetic. So that's a good example of a game that's free-to-play that really isn't making much money. But I think,
goddamn, look at how many people are playing it.
Very true. Very, very true. A real interesting note. The most profitable free-to-play game is Epic's Infinity Blade for the iOS. Epic is even quoted saying that it is more profitable than Gears of War.
Really?
Yeah, and I put the source in the document, which you can. I'll actually go ahead and copy this into our chat. Epic is saying that they have made more money on an iPhone game than they did with Gears of War. And you know how big the Gears of War series is, so that should tell you something right frickin' there.
Yeah. Seems like
that's huge.
Everybody's got a cell phone, but not everybody has a an Xbox.
Yeah. Randark put a pretty good rebuke on there. I got to go ahead and mention TF2 cost money for a long time before it went free to play. So it did make its money early on. Going on with more of the quotes or facts, I should say. According to freemMORPGlist.com, there is over 300 active free-to-play MMOs, not just RPGs, currently online right now. Emphasis on the active.
Huh.
So obviously there's something to this model if there's 300 active free-to-play MMOs right now. So, most popular type of free-to-play MMOs is actually strategy-based building games. Examples are Backyard Monsters on Facebook and Ubisoft's Settlers Online.
I could see that because I know for a fact over in Europe, most of the PC gaming is they are hardcore into Settlers. I remember, I worked with some German guys, and that's all they talked about. We were like, hey, you guys play video games? Oh, you play Settlers of Catan? And you're like, no. What is that? And then they looked at me like I was stupid, you know? Like, wow.
Indeed.
So,
another interesting fact, many subscription-based games have gone free-to-play as a result of the popularity of the business model. Prime examples of this is our own Lotro. EverQuest 2, Lineage 2, DC Universe Online, and more have gone free-to-play. Also, Star Wars The Old Republic developers BioWare are even considering changing that game to free-to-play.
Wow. See, I might actually play that at that point.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes free-to-play, I would definitely play Star Wars. I mean, I was in the beta for that, and it was a lot of fun, but I couldn't really pull myself to do a subscription fee for it. Which a lot of people did, and I think that's why they're considering it, because of the fact that they lost so many subscribers after that free month. So,
yeah.
So that should tell you something right there. Couple more notes. We've also seen the emergence of some subscription-based MMOs offering a portion of their game for people to play for free up to a certain level. These games include World of Warcraft, Warhammer, and Rift. They all have light versions that allow you to play up to, like, level 20.
Huh.
Interesting. You know, it's another version of free-to-play that's out there. And, of course, the last fact, Zynga, makers of many popular, unfortunately, Facebook games such as Farmville, Cafe World, and Words with Friends, all make all of their money through microtransactions on free-to-play games. So that should tell you something.
My son and I, we actually for the longest time would sit down every night and play Smurf Village on iPad, and yeah, I actually did spend like $15 to buy more Smurf berries once.
Yeah, I believe it.
But that's the only time I've ever done that for an iOS game that was free.
I used to play Cafe World on Facebook. It was a dark time in my life. And I spent some money on that. And I completely regretted it afterwards, too. I was just like, why did I do that?
Remember,
and then I realized it's the hook. You know?
I remember topping off my Facebook friends list at 500 users, and then we were all playing Mafia Wars. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. MySpace did that to me, too, with Vampire Wars. Because I refused to spend any money on that game. I had like 500 friends, too. It's just ridiculous. So we got some...
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. We got some really awesome people in chat that's got some points on here that I want to touch. That Heist, he put, just look at the League of Legends model. With influence points for games played and riot points can be purchased. And when they screw up, they occasionally give you free riot points. So there you go. It's a game that, League of Legends is huge. It's a big, big game. Now, it's a lot like, I think, Dota in some respects. But there you go. They give you points for games played and then points that you can purchase. So that's interesting. Randark also posted on here, it will be sustainable as long as the content and mechanics are good. If the games start to suck and the ads interrupt the experience and immersion too often, you can expect backlash, but only towards the specific game. As the platform, it will survive. That being said, I think the Humble Bundles and their ilk are the best models for not AAA titles.
That's a very good point. There is definitely a segregated market between games like, Farmville, where they're actually advertising in the game, and then free-to-play MMOs, because, it's like, how distracting in Lord of the Rings would that be? It's like, you're just walking through the forest, and there's suddenly, like, a Pepsi ad, with Katy Perry on it. You're just like, what the F?
It would just bring the reality of my half-orc thing a whole lot more real. It's like, guess what? Before you can fight me, I will sing firework. Baby! No, I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm not going to do it again. But no, that's totally a great point. I mean, if you saw Lotro and you're in the middle of a 25-man raid, and all of a sudden your raid gets paused because, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait? It wouldn't make sense.
I like how...
Oh my god, hold on. I gotta mention this because this is hilarious. Andy from Geek Culture Happy Hour put skinny jeans ad on Legolas. Golf clap.
Yeah,
golf clap. Fantastic. Go ahead.
I've lost my train of thought.
Because you could see the reality of that, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, no, I was going to comment. In Lotro, just from the experience we've had, they spam you with ads at startup, which is, expected, But at the same time, they only, subtly hint to buy stuff throughout the, through gameplay. Like, there's everything that you could do. There's always that one button on the menu somewhere that says, or go to the store and buy this. It's like, do this or just buy it, So...
Yeah, I did find that interesting, too. And it literally is almost every screen. It's like, what's that? You can't craft this awesome bow? Buy yourself some crafting ingredients on the store today.
It's not as terrible as, we need you to go destroy the Dark Lord and quest all the way across the land, or click this button to buy a free plane ride to Mount Doom,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's totally true. I mean, if you end up getting to a point where you need the frickin' Lotro points to ultimately, get to endgame content, it does kind of get harder to explain in the lore. It's like, what's that, Gollum? You can't get your precious? Well, you should have bought some turbine points. Sorry. But I want the precious. Nope. Sorry. Not enough turbine points.
That's right.
Sorry.
As, some dude on a horse goes riding by blasting Metallica. I'm just saying, you could see this if you join our game.
Indeed. Andy again goes, one does not simply take a piggyback ride into Mordor. Fantastic. Oh, man. But no, that's a good discussion. I think ultimately, well, here, I'll get your opinion on this first before I ramble on further. So what do you think? Is it a sustainable model?
Yes. It seems, I could see it. I mean, every week we could actually see this, since we've only been doing 14 episodes, but every week we could actually visibly see that there are more and more of these coming out every day. And assuming that they have, like somebody mentioned, if the content is there, then the players will keep playing. So.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly it. I think if you have a subtle enough of a persistent push to basically have players buy things, but not completely rub it in their face that they have to, a lot like Lotro does, then you will get those players that, as long as the content and the gaming quality is there, they will purchase. And again, we're prime examples of that.
May I ask you a WoW question? How often over the years has WoW actually changed the engine? Or have they pretty much this entire time had the same engine, maybe a few tweaks in that here and there, but for the most part, they're just publishing new content?
It's pretty much been the same engine throughout the 7 years it's been in existence. I can't remember exactly how many years, but it's only been like tweaks to the graphics and tweaks to like certain things here and there, but it's ultimately been the same engine.
So it seems like with any MMO, if you were going to go a free-to-play route, it seems like it would be wise at least to make an awesome engine first and then make it to where you could just dump in content.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I definitely
makes you
agree
wonder
with
how
that.
far they got on that the company that went out of business up in Happy Hour guys talk about it all the time.
Is that 36 Studios?
Yeah,
like that?
36 Studios.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder how far they got with the engine, you know.
I'm not sure. But I think one of...
studios.
Oh, I'm sorry, 38 Studios. There you go. Randark corrected us. All right, Andy as well. So we know we failed with multiple
we
people.
herped when we derped. Sorry.
Yes, we derp and herp.
Let's go ahead and play the balls kicking again while we're talking.
All right. All right. Why not? There we go. This is Andy kicking me in the nuts.
That's us
Bam,
on the right.
there it is. There it is.
Oh!
There it is. Anyway. There it is. All right. But yeah, basically, I think that is a pretty good point. You know, if you build a solid enough engine that is updatable over time, then you will be able to kind of sustain that game for a while too. So it's a good point.
Because I mean, Team Fortress 2 is perfect in that sense. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
The game is just fantastic. It's just a matter of people reskinning a bunch of boards, right?
Essentially. Yeah. Oh man. I'm still getting a bunch of requests to actually put up a Team Fortress 2 server.
Really?
So if people are actually legitimately interested in that, let me know, and I might be inclined to put one up. So, heist streams, yes!
He's replying to Geek Cultures.
Ah, crap. No, he's replying to me. I'm letting you know. So yeah, fuck you.
Andy from Geek Culture said, there appears to be a cat planking on the recycling bins in the background of the video.
Yeah, we made mention of that earlier. We were supposed to have a guest host, and implicably the name kind of does involve that object that is on top of the trash can. So it was accidental, but a good.
We've been trying to
nonetheless.
fill a fourth spot, and ironically, we can't even keep the third spot person there. So
I know.
Hey-o.
Seriously, we need to go to Massachusetts or Boston and go find Linux. And we need to do this to him right here. There we go. Linux on the right. For Sam, Windows is better. Oh, what now? What now? What happened, buddy? What happened? What happened? Don't cover your face. You asked for it. You asked for it. Anyway.
And this is why we get banned on YouTube.
Oh man, indeed. I will give credit where it's deserved. I'll put a link on the show notes where we got that video at. They deserve some credit for a video that we've completely and utterly abused this week. I might keep that just in case for future episodes.
It's a running gag.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but next week's discussion is what happened to the summer Steam sale? What? I don't know, but these guys certainly weren't happy about it. And I don't have the video queued up on the stream, but I will link it here. You definitely should watch that after the show. It's totally worth it. These guys apparently are really not happy that the Steam Summer Sale has not started yet.
I know. You told me to save my money and blah, blah, blah. And I've been like, okay. I haven't been buying anything. And
I know. I've been the same way. I got like money in my wallet waiting. And instead, I burnt it on frickin' Lotro.
It was worth it. It was
nonetheless,
worth it.
It's totally worth it. But nonetheless, we're going to discuss it next week. What is interesting, I'll note this on the show, but I don't think it'll start next week. But Valve did make mention that the Steam Summer Sale is going to happen. They're just not going to tell us when.
Those bastards. It'll start in the winter. Dicks. There's Valve on the left. There's us on the right.
Well, we might as well. Why not? There we go. One more time.
We have to edit it to where we actually put people's like a name, or like instead of the guy's face, it just says Valve, and then the other guy would just say us.
That's too much. That's too much editing.
I know.
I'm not doing all that. If you want to put that in there, have fun. I'm not doing that. Speed it up and loop the kick, says Heist. Nice. Oh, man. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show. Once again... Oh, actually, don't you have one more game to give away?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give that away before we end the show?
Okay. Let's see. I'm giving away another copy of... Scrolling. Zombie Driver. Whoever can kick Linux in the nuts gets the free game. No.
What?
What? Okay. We'll do it this way. Free game. It's called Zombie Driver. Whoever can give me the actor's name from Driver, who is the main character, wins a copy of Zombie Driver. How's that? Huh? I just made that up. You see that?
I see what you did there. We really should plan this.
We don't make games. We're not games people. We play games.
True.
We would be terrible.
I pre-planned my con.
We would be terrible if we actually made a game.
Yeah, seriously, with my ADD, I'd come up to you. Hey, DJ, I made this model. Look at the model. It's great, isn't it? Isn't it a great model? This is gonna be our player. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be. Oh my God! It's so shiny. Let's go over that. I want to do that. Oh, let's make this level. It's like, dude, we don't even have an engine. I don't care. We're gonna make it. Yeah.
We're gonna fucking snuggle truck in here. It's gonna be awesome.
Do it live. Fuck it. Anyway.
So nobody wants a copy of Zombie Driver.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna help you guys out. Right here. Here we go. Bam. Go to that site. Look up Driver. You can find the answer right there.
Sam.
No,
the
what?
actor's name.
Sam Kennison? Oh! Sorry. Had to get a Sam Kennison impression in there. If anyone even knows who Sam Kennison is, you just won the Golden Steamer Award for
Rest
the week.
in peace, Sam, by the way.
Yes.
Wow.
Freaking love that guy.
There's nothing here. Nobody gets this copy. Maybe we'll just give it out next week.
Yeah, we might have to.
All right. Okay, well.
Hi, says Ryan O'Neal. Is that correct?
I thought it was Jason Statham. Or I can't talk. I'm just going to give up talking at this point.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're thinking of Transporter.
I am thinking of Transporter.
Yeah,
man, see, I'm like
Driver.
way off.
What?
Okay.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm freaking way off. Don't mind me. Ben Kaplan. We're done.
Yeah, we're just gonna end the show. This is the live chat, and this is DJ on the right. Bam! All right.
See, I'm my brain's all scatterbrained because I went back on the Twimcast tonight, so I had to remember how to play Minecraft for a few minutes.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Those guys are still good though. I had a good time on the show.
Indeed.
They're good people.
All right. Indeed. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for coming to the live chat. We really do appreciate it. Like I said before, if you are listening to the, the post-recording of this, either by YouTube or our RSS feeds, be sure to go onto our Steam group, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Facebook, get all those things. Just find out when our next live stream is, because we always have a lot of fun. If you couldn't tell, obviously, in our frickin' video anyway. We always give out games, we try to have a lot of fun, and we also want to educate you on newer games. And the best way to do it is come into our live chat. Got a wonderful community. So, do so, and do it now!
And our forum is exploding, I'm happy to say.
Yes. www.latenightsteamer.com. We're getting tons of great posts on our forums. I'm so happy. I really am. I love going to work, sitting at my computer desk, and no, I'm not going to work. No, the first thing I'm going to do is the Late Night Steamer forums, and I
got a hot bar.
I was pretty happy to see that there's consistently good posts on there. So I'm a happy camper, despite me pissing people off with my rant. That's another topic for another time.
Next week, I'm going to attempt, and if he'll accept our challenge, or not challenge, but our invitation, I'm going to attempt to have Mr. Tenarium on for episode 15. So expect some British potty humor, I guess. I'm totally expecting it to break down into some sort of like a Monty Python / Benny Hill segment.
Yeah, that dude's gonna rant, and I was on Mumble with him for like hours, and he was just sitting there. I couldn't fucking believe they made a game like this. It's just fucking madness. Who does this? Who puts this shit on the radio? It's fucking madness.
He's definitely on our forum, and I will encourage him to link to his YouTube site and his signature. So
absolutely.
Go out there and watch some of his videos before next week so you can enjoy the humor.
Indeed. He's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully we can get Linux on next week. That'd be nice.
Well, we can't.
Or maybe our guest host this week might resurface. Who knows? We'll find out.
But just remember, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you
just might
what
find.
you need.
Indeed.
Good night, everybody.
I love real quick before we end the show. Andy,
we could have went out.
Andy says, "I know. I'm sorry. This is a better way to go out instead of that shitty Beatles reference." Andy says Scott's British impression is basically drunk John.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna end the show. Goodbye, folks.
Later.